Talk about the best. We got one of the best on the phone lines right now. Call us in 352-392-8255. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts about the Jaden Ball situation and John Summerall's crazy thoughts on the upcoming season. And now we'll go to one of the best. Boston Rob, hanging on the line. Boston Rob, how we doing today?
You got it, baby. Charlie Jones and Mr. Negative, Michael Tuffy Tubbs.
Hey,
Wow.
You got to be realistic
wow,
sometimes.
Mr. Negative. We're playing a little bit of good cop, bad cop today on the Sports Lab.
How
Boston
your
Rob.
Magic going?
Hey, watch yourself. I'll come down there. Actually, I have to come down there and pick up my girlfriend down over there, and I'll come down there and straighten your ass out. I'll do it. Don't test me. You know I'm ready to rock and roll.
Oh boy. Ready to rock and
Hey,
roll.
listen.
I'm glad to hear you're ready to rock and roll, Boston Rob. Thanks for rocking with us on a Tuesday.
Hey, listen, let's talk about this. 6-6. I mean, how the heck do you know they're going to be 6-6? It's a whole new year. Everybody's talking about John Summerall's Jesus Christ superstar, and you're the only one that's rocking with 6-6. What the heck's wrong with you?
I'm not rocking with 6-6. I'm just saying he was the one to throw out the number there. That he's the one that set an expectation with a record attached to the name. I'm looking at probably a 7-5 season, to be honest. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm saying that with a new team, new coach coming in, there's a lot to change here. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I think that's just what it is. Now, year 2, if it happens, then I'm going to be negative. But year 1, I'm not. I'm saying that as I'm not complaining about that. I just think that that's probably what it's going to be. But I think that we're going to see a lot of growth with this program. So I don't want to say I'm happy with a 7-5 season, but I wouldn't be upset about it.
All right, well, I'm rocking with 0-0 because the season hasn't started, so we'll go with that. I'll tell you what, that story, I read that story in the Gainesville Sun when I was up there a couple of weeks ago about Jaden Ball, and also in the Orlando Sentinel a couple of weeks later, so I'm very familiar with that story and what happened with that, and thank God that he's still there and John Summerall kept him there. I want to talk about this, the Magic coaching hire, of what's going to happen with this. We kind of touched on this a little bit yesterday with you, Tubby Tubbs, but we didn't really go into what your opinions are on who's going to be the next Magic coach. There's a lot of talk about Billy Donovan, and that's who I'd like because, you know, I'm a fan of him and remember the golden years of University of Florida basketball and what he did for University of Florida in general as the basketball program really rose from, you know, rags to riches with Billy Donovan. So are you guys with Billy Donovan? Do you just talk about Tom Thibodeau as well? Who do you guys like? Anybody maybe different?
I mean, real quick for me, I think Thibodeau. I don't love the way he plays in the NBA. I just think he kind of pushes guys a little too hard. I don't think that style really fits in a longer season like that. Personally, I like Billy. I think I mentioned it with AJ. I don't know if you were on the line with us, but the idea of what he was able to do at OKC under that 1 year with Chris Paul, it was a really young team, but they overcame expectations, and it's the growth of the young guys. I think Orlando's still young enough to where I think he'd do really good with them. Charlie, I don't know what you're at.
Yeah, no, I think you're spot on exactly with what you said, right? The Magic president said, look, there's no reason to dismantle this team, and I think he's spot on. You need a coach who's ready to command a team and bring them into the playoffs. Billy Donovan never had the chance to do that with the Bulls because, first of all, the payroll was never there with the Reinsdorfs. I mean, the money was spread between the White Sox and the Bulls, and maybe the Bulls took a little bit of a backseat. That's why they kept on making the play-in. If you give him a serious roster, which, I mean, I think this is right now. I mean, Paolo Banchero's playing his best basketball of his career
Guy's
right
only
now.
23, too.
Yeah, seriously. If you put Billy Donovan in a good situation, I'd be stunned if there wasn't some success. I think it's a great hire if they make it. Boston Rob, before we let you go, dream up your dream sporting event.
My dream sporting event, any time when the Patriots are in the Super Bowl is my dream sporting event.
Oh, boy.
I just want to throw something quick at you, Charlie Jones, because I know you're very into all the sports there. Gator soccer, you know, I'm very fond of Nick Zimmerman as a Rhode Island native as well as I am, and they're going to be helping out the team a little bit with some media stuff next year and supporting them. They just lost a very good player, Abby Gemma, She's in the transfer portal. She played on Team USA. I don't know if you know too much about her, but I know she was a great player. She went to the USA training camp. Any word on that, Charlie? I know you're big in all the sports around there too.
Night Son, you're right. She was an absolute star for the University of Florida, and I think we don't really know exactly where she's going to go. I love what Nick Zimmerman is building right now, and I think it's, first of all, a great opportunity for her to go train with the national team on the U20 level. That's awesome. And to see any Gator, former, present, or past, be a part of something like that is special. Even if she is departing the program, I mean, the problem is it's a similar situation to some of these other programs where we've seen coaching changes. You lose one of your stars. You saw it with women's basketball. You lost the front three. I know you didn't like when I said that, Boston Rob, but the same thing is happening here with Gators soccer. I mean, she's one of only 2 Gators to start every match last year. She was a commanding presence. It's a tough hole to fill.
Charlie, before I go, one last thing. How'd that taste? How'd that taste right there, baby? How about those Philadelphia 76ers? They went down like clowns last night. A 20-plus point loss. How did that taste, baby?
Look, if I'm gonna dish it out, I'm gonna take it. Jalen Brunson ate our lunch, and those 36 points, I felt every single one of them to the heart, Boston Rob. Thanks so much for calling.
They want the Knicks and the Lakers in the final, but I'll hang up and listen.
Well,
Catch you later.
Talk to you later, Boston Rob.
Appreciate the call. Always good talking to you, Boston Rob. I kind of want to throw in there for Charlie real quick. Boston Rob, I'm not sure if you or anybody else listening saw Nick Nurse had to leave the team immediately after